Welcome to Ivory Coast. From being the world's biggest producer of cacao to having the world's biggest church, Côte d'Ivoire is an amazing country in West Africa that has a lot to offer. My name is Sunny, also known as Motographer, a motorcyclist and a photographer from India. And I will be introducing you to different African countries with my ride, the TVS Apache RTR series of motorcycles. The TVS Apache RTR street naked performance motorcycles are proudly made in my homeland of India and exported around the world, including Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, its informal name. Africa on Apache series will give you a short introduction to countries like Ivory Coast so you can later decide to ride it in its entirety. Before this, I have done Egypt, Senegal and Mali on Apache RTRs. Bienvenue en Côte d'Ivoire. I landed from the country of Mali in Abidjan, and immediately I was enamored by its coastal city vibes. My host and my local rider in Ivory Coast was Nader Fakri, who also creates content around motorcycling and travel. We got together with some TVS motorcycle representatives and distributors for the country before getting ready to head out to our first destination of Bassam. First kilometer in Côte d'Ivoire, which is Ivory Coast, and we've just come out from the airport, and that is the airport, Abidjan Airport International. We are going to a place called Bassam, and then Assinie Mafia is where we are going to end for today. Apparently it has two capitals, Ivory Coast. One is Yamoussoukro and one is Abidjan. So Yamoussoukro is, I think, the political capital, while Abidjan is the economic and cultural, the other kind of capital, you know. The roads from Abidjan to Bassam were excellent, and I was pleasantly surprised by the tarmac quality and the road etiquettes. The TVS Apache felt butter smooth, and it was an amazing feeling to ride a motorcycle made in my homeland thousands of miles away in an exotic land. Entering into Bassam is like going into a time capsule. This was the first capital of Côte d'Ivoire that was built by the French colonists and has architecture from that era. It is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site that preserves a lot of colonial buildings and a character that is hard to get in most places in the modern era.
Côte d'Ivoire is now the welcome country of the world. Okay? So even if you are black, you are white, you are yellow, you are everything, you are Christian, you are Buddhist, you are Muslim, yeah.
After a memorable sunset at Bassam, we rode to the coastal town of Assinie Mafia for the night. Babinea is one of the villages in Assinie Mafia.
I'm in a place called Assinie Mafia here in Ivory Coast, and we are again on a boat. And Assinie Mafia is basically a place where a lot of rich people from Abidjan, they come over here and stay in the villas, and and they go back over the weekend. All the countries which are near the coast, like this country, a lot of people use boats. It's quite beautiful. It's quite insane, that what we are doing.
We crossed over some beautiful waters with the TVS Apache RTR in the boat to meet and greet the village council that had invited us to shoot and ride on the beach in their village, which was actually a big thing.
I'm in a village here in Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, and these are the village. This is a village council, like we have in India, like village panchayat, and he's the head of the village. And I just want to greet you like this is namaste, like we say in India, as a mark of respect. And they are responsible for the upkeep, of the village, safety of the village, and they also work with police and other departments. And it's a really they wanted to understand what we are doing here, and now they have agreed that okay, we can shoot here.
Le village s'appelle Babiana.
Babiana, the name of the village, is that.
We are in Assinie, and thanks to the council, we are okay to take a shot to the beach and we come back.
Yes.
And this is one of the famous places in Côte d'Ivoire,
Yes.
Assinie.
This is amazing, a lot of similarities between India, Indians, and African culture in different countries.
We thank you for visiting Assinie.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One of the greatest joys in life is riding a motorcycle on a beach. Of course, when it is safe to. The wind in the air, the sound of the waves, the vast open horizon. It has been magical since the days of the horses. The warmth of the people there was humbling. They seemed free, content, and happy. We fail to acknowledge sometimes that the true wealth is being able to just walk and use your senses. The beach is a magical place. It rejuvenates and infuses you with positive energy. The TVS Apache RTR also seemed wild and free here, and we both had some of the best times of our lives. I didn't want to leave the smiling faces, the promising youth, the wise elders, and this magical place. But I guess I had to move on to uncover more experiences of this amazing country that hardly anyone visits, tucked away in one corner of the world. It was now time to head to the northern part of Ivory Coast to the town of Korhogo in a plane. The plan was to come back to Abidjan by road on the Apaches via the capital of Yamoussoukro. Korhogo is one of the most important cultural centers of Ivory Coast and the seat of Poro Secret Society, which governs the induction of young men into adulthood. We witnessed a traditional dance at night amongst the whole village and its elders.
So guys, right now I'm in Korhogo, which is a town in the north of Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, and with me is Prince Ija.
Yes. So in the northern part of Ivory Coast called Korhogo, which is the cultural part of the country, they have a dance called Bolog, which is their traditional and local dance.
Okay.
They actually showcase it whenever they receive visitors or they have big events.
Okay.
So this is what you're going to test, like,
Wow.
see showcase tonight.
Okay. This is going to be crazy. Whoa, energy, man. Whoa. Crazy.
This dance was done by young men, and this was probably part of the transition of the Poro Secret Society. We were told that this was a toned-down version of something that is not done for the public. It was incredible to witness a culture like this thousands of miles away. Africa is so rich in traditions and beliefs, much like India.
So it was a wonderful dance, a lot of energy, and as a motorcyclist, I can feel that.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yes, I assume that they were like animals?
Yes.
They were dressed as animals?
They were dressed as animals.
Wow, and they were free, like nobody's, I think,
Like a
freer than
panther.
animals.
Like a pantera.
Yeah, and I think nobody's freer than animals on this planet, And we as human beings are the most chained people, chained with our minds, chained in our bodies, clothes. There's an animal on the Apache. The horse is there, which represents freedom.
The Apache has now witnessed some of the most culturally rich places on this planet.
I'm so happy to share this part of my culture
Yes.
with you. And I hope you can showcase it to the whole world.
Oh my God, this crazy energy.
It's crazy energy, I know.
So much happiness.
No, this is real happiness. The next day in Korhogo saw us visit the Granite quarry and the holy rock just outside the town. Men and women break granite into smaller pieces with their bare hands, many of them doing this for decades. It was humbling to see, but however, this is their livelihood, and it was like this for thousands of years before the machines were made. Still, there was a degree of discomfort watching them do this under the hot sun. Mosque, and this is a very picturesque location.
Every day, the ladies come and break it manually with their own hands, and the men use bomb like dynamite to make it explode to have like big stones.
So, what kind of minerals or things you can
like
from here?
granite. The ladies breaks it into small stones.
Yes.
So they break it down to those small ones. They use it into construction houses and all that.
This must be getting really hot. Today is a good day.
Today is a good day. Actually, the weather is very nice.
Yeah.
Depending on the amount of stone they break, they get paid little, like
it's
less than $1 or
3,000.
3,000 cents.
So it's something like
$2 or $3, less than $5
less than
A day.
for a day.
But I think Africa and in general, I think it's going to develop in the coming years. Quality of life will get better, and that is all I can hope. The place looked beautiful with water pools and the huge granite mounds, but it was harsh at the same time. It also has a holy rock where rituals take place as per the beliefs of the people. Despite the harsh conditions, the children there were happy. We must learn something from them, and I think motorcycling brings us the closest to this joy that we forget as we grow up. We then head to a place where some TVS Apache riders had gathered for a short rally around the town. And knowing how Malians rode in their country with me, I probably knew what to expect. Nader and Prince Ija are with me, and they'll be showing me around the city with all these bikers. They are part of the Apache Owners Group, or they're the Apache riders. I was joined by two more local riders and content creators, a stunter called Papu Gabana and Prince Eja. But before starting the ride, we raised a toast to a great achievement by the TVS Apache series of motorcycles. 20 years of Apache. It was introduced in 2005 in India. So it's been 20 years, 6 million customers all over the world, and just one motorcycle. So Apache has become a brand, in itself. Apache has changed a lot of people's lives, because they were their first bike, and now the 310cc, that's a bike for the enthusiasts. And I will be taking back memories from Ivory Coast, and we'll be showing to people in India because of Apache.
Avec Apache, on est une famille.
So this means that we are part of the same family, the Apache family.
What time? I'm gonna tell them on the freezer. The one is kind of worry to believe. Yeah! Ivory Coast does not need to boast. This place is crazy with the bikers it hosts. Wheelies, burnouts, and riding on the road. Riding together's what makes us take off the load. Apaches or the motorcycle, it is our family. Be it for Indians, Ivorians, regardless of nationality. We roll together, humans of Apache. Burnouts, wheelies, fist bumps, it is all part of Hullabaloo. Don't take us lightly. Say jam photographer strolling with Papu Gabana. 2 wheels, 1 wheel, smoke it out. Together we have insane clout. Ivory Coast, Apache road.
We started our trip back towards Abidjan, and en route we had a few stops. So football is a very important part of the Ivorian culture, and Ivory Coast and football, they go hand in hand. In fact, the elephant is here because the national team name is Law Elephants. So I'm here on the roadside, and like we have in India, a lot of handicrafts here. But these are very interesting, and these are nothing like what we have in India. For example, you see
these figurines here. So there are a lot of such birds, you know, and I don't know which exactly bird is. The most interesting thing which I want to buy is something like this man. So they come in sets of 3, but you know, we are going to just buy one because I've traveled more countries and there is lack of space. But this is very interesting. This here is actually a mask. You know, it looks like a science fiction kind of a mask here. So we are here negotiating. I want to buy this here, this one. And this is very interesting. So I also had got something like this, a poncho from Mali. So I just want to buy this cool dude, and yeah, this will look really cool. I got this guy for just 25,000 CFA, I think, which is around $30. And you know, I collect a lot of action figures and stuff. But after coming to Africa, I've been getting souvenirs and such, you know, figures from different countries, and it's going to be really interesting. You know, I'm so excited. This dude has a cap, and it's nice, you know, and it also is contributing to the economy. Although it's very little, but I believe that, you know, such things, they really do matter a lot. I love this. I just love this dude's posture and energy.
We reached the capital city of Yamoussoukro late at night, and the roads there seemed white and empty. The next morning, we head on the Yamoussoukro roads to see the world's largest church.
I'm in the capital city of Ivory Coast, Yamoussoukro, and this is just an example of a road which is actually 4 lanes each side, 8 lanes in total, with no traffic, no one to use these roads. So basically, the first president of Ivory Coast, he wanted to create something like the Washington DC, where he wanted to have long, wide boulevards, but there are no people to use this, and reminds me of the capital of Myanmar, Naypyidaw, which had even wider roads than this. And mind you, this is in the middle of the city. This is not a highway. But there's also one thing which is in excess here, which is the world's biggest cathedral, where we are going to go right now.
So Yamoussoukro literally means the village of Yamoussoukro, which was the princess.
The princess.
This place here is the world's largest cathedral in terms of area, 30,000 square feet.
Sure.
And the building itself is not as large as St. Peter's Cathedral, in Vatican.
Vatican, yeah.
Apparently, there's a story the Pope said to the first president of Ivory Coast, don't make it taller. You know, so what he did is he made it larger.
Larger, you know, another way.
Yeah, and I think this boundary ends here somewhere.
Yes.
You know, so it is probably, it's that big. You are wearing a lot of beautiful rings.
Rings, yeah.
And they have a lot of meaning. There you belong to a tribe, right? Which tribe is that?
The Akan tribe is the biggest tribe in Ivory Coast. Let's say 40% of the population comes from the tribe.
Okay.
So we have different languages inside the tribe.
Wow.
They all originated from Ghana. And they moved here during, you know, the old days.
Okay.
In the Akan tribe, this is called symbol Adenka. So it's a means of knowledge and also a communication. Every sign means something. Like this one means the power of God is above everything. And this is the lady of fertility. So if you want to have kids, you can just pray to her. So for our own, it's a way of communicating and telling our story in our culture. And the first president of Ivory Coast is from that tribe.
Okay.
He was a king.
Right.
So that's why when you go through the city, you see all the monuments, all the decoration, the art, the tribe, everything talks about the culture here.
Oh, beautiful. And yeah, this place is like, I think, one of the most beautiful places, you know, I've seen. They've kept it really well. You know,
it's amazing.
Like, I already showed you how empty this is. You know, the roads are big. Everything is big here.
Everything is big.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be, it's the political capital. So it was supposed to be transferred, everything from Abidjan to here. So it made it really, really big.
To show power.
To show power.
Show power,
to
yes.
people.
And here, these are the waters where there are supposed to be crocodiles guarding the presidential palace here. And this is an old tradition. They are part of the security detail of the president. Okay, so these are the taxis here in Yamoussoukro in Ivory Coast, and look at this. Like he's written Tommy Hilfiger, and it's beautiful. See the alloys and everything. And this is a Toyota, of course. And you know, they really deck up their cars and they really enjoy what they do. They look like race cars, but they're not. They're just taxis. And okay, so like in India, we also have a lot of coconuts here. These are the best if you want to quench your thirst and also stay healthy. How's it?
It's very tasty. There is a lot of good sugar, not bad sugar.
Oh yes, here it is. This is like so refreshing. He is the first president of Ivory Coast, Rufai. Sorry, I am not able to pronounce it correctly. So he's responsible for making the basilica, the big roads, everything that you see here. So everything in Africa, because they got freedom from the colonizers pretty much recently, so that's why they're in a phase where they're still trying to figure it out, trying to develop, and I'm so happy that as an Indian, India is playing a lot of part in helping them become get on their feet, like literally get on the wheels as far as motorcycling is concerned.
And then we started to head towards Abidjan with a few sightings on the way and some amazing roads. Another thing I noticed are the colorful taxis and public vans on the road. The vans often were painted with some amazing artwork of celebrities and more.
You can see Messi, I saw Michael Jackson, there are a lot of such figures that they paint behind, and it is pretty amazing. This is like really colorful. I think this should be there in every country because it just adds so much character to the road. This is a FJR 1300. Yamaha, it's categorized as a big bike, super bike in India, but police is using this as their official vehicle here. This is a great motorcycle. I think it might be an overkill for a place like Africa, but the roads are pretty good. You can see, there are a lot of good roads. So this was a police checkpoint where we found we were going from Yamoussoukro to Abidjan. So completely decked up for police work, and I believe these sirens are like loud enough, and these lights, of course.
We reached the city of Abidjan and into the heart of old quarters where the markets were bustling with business. It was amazing to see so many people and commerce. What was more amazing was the modern Abidjan city, many times called the Manhattan of Africa, with its plateau district high-rises and an overall cosmopolitan vibe. The Korhogo Bridge is the latest major infrastructure project for Côte d'Ivoire, and it is also the first cable-stayed bridge in all of West Africa. The TVS Apache RTRs felt right at home, riding through the neighborhoods of Abidjan. The aggressive street fighter stance complemented the modern Abidjan, especially the Plateau district.
People usually don't see this side of Africa. I mean, if you show them these buildings or these images, most of them will not be able to guess where it is unless until they have seen or been to Ivory Coast before. And I'm actually quite happy to see, the development which is happening in certain African nations, and slowly, I think gradually it's going to spread all across Africa. And
football is the national sport of Côte d'Ivoire, and you will find people and children playing it pretty much everywhere and at all times.
Nader, you play football?
I break legs.
You break
Yeah.
legs. What about freestyle?
Freestyle? You mean
Yeah.
like this?
Yeah. Oh. Football is a very important part of the Ivorian culture here.
It literally brings people together in ways that nothing can. The most famous incident being when Didier Drogba, the national hero, asked both the sides to lay down arms after a World Cup disqualification in 2005. And they actually did. Ivory Coast also has won the prestigious AFCON tournament 3 times, and they also qualified for 3 consecutive FIFA World Cups. The Felix Stadium is the country's biggest stadium with a capacity of over 60,000 fans. Motorcycling and football are the greatest sports for the urban youth that can change the face of a country. And I was happy that TVS Apache was playing an important part in many African nations.
Behind me is a mural kind of graffiti. This place is called La Pyramid, which is a very unique building, as you can see, but it has now been gone into disrepair because there is no money for its upkeep. But the thing is, it's got a lot of character. Ivory Coast is the world's biggest producer of cacao, which unfortunately we didn't get to see because it's mainly in the western regions, I believe. More than half the production of cacao in the whole world comes from this country. And come to Ivory Coast, I've been really enjoying with the RTR Apache. This one, like I said, is made in India. So for me, I couldn't be prouder. I don't want a big motorcycle. This is more than enough for me in terms of power, also in terms of performance. And because it was so light, you can take it anywhere, park without thinking, stuff like that. And most importantly, you can use almost any kind of fuel in this without any problems.
Ivory Coast was a pleasant surprise, from the fantastic roads to its beaches and the warm people and hospitality. I hope this introduction will beckon you to ride this country in its entirety one day. Follow me for more countries as I go Africa on Apache. Ride safe.